Hi everybody, Wendy here today. Today I'll be doing a review on all the Elie Saab Le Parfum series perfume and its flanker. So first of all, let's start off with the Elie Saab Le Parfum EDP. So this is actually a flanker after the EDT version. I have a bottle of 30 ml, but I was lazy to dig it out of my closet, so I have this travel size with me. So when I first discovered this fragrance about 2 years ago, it was really medicinal to my nose, to the point of herbal. But after 2 years, maybe something happens. Some changes happens to my olfactory senses. Now I could really appreciate the orange blossom which is inside. The orange blossom here is really the star of the show. It is a little bit animalic and mixed with a tiny little bit of honey, and it's fresh and animalic at the same time. It really projects well, and soon after it dries down, it's really a very fresh and green orange blossom scent that really projects. So I got about 7 to 8 hours out of this, and this is a really good perfume for a summer for me. I think it cuts through the heat. Next up is the other one that I love the most, which is Elie Saab Le Parfum Intense. It's a beautiful bottle, isn't it? Le Parfum Intense, yes. So this is a flanker that I really love. So as you can see, Le Parfum Intense is, you see how much of a dent I've used it. So it is also an orange blossom player, but now the orange blossom is out there in the sun, and the honey is really a lot of honey, and the honey, imagine the orange blossom flowers are doused with honey, thick honey, and it's a very warm sunny morning with the sunshine pouring on the honey, heating up the honey and also heating up the flowers. So this is actually a very excellent smell. I really like this one because it's really honeyish, and it has a little bit it is a little bit sweeter than the original Elie Saab Le Parfum, which is this one. This is not as sweet, but this is a sweet one, definitely a sweeter one because of the honey note in there. Don't assume that it's a gourmand kind of sweetness. It's a very flowery, honeyish kind of sweetness, but not the edible kind. It's really refreshing to be used, and normally whenever I feel like I need a little bit of confidence boost, or energy or motivation when I woke up in the morning, I would usually spray this, and this would really literally cheer me on for the rest of the day. So this is a gem. If you have not tried it out, don't hesitate to go to the nearest Sephora to give it a sniff. I don't understand that, Elie Saab in Malaysia, the Elie Saab Le Parfum perfume is always put at the bottom of the shelves. Perhaps it's not as popular, but I think people have not just tried enough. I think the sales assistant in Sephora also, they do not really recommend to people who are there to try and to sniff out perfume. They normally would steer people towards a more popular fragrance in Malaysia, and sometimes people just miss out this kind of hidden gem. So I think people should really give this a thought, a try, a sniff. You would like it in hot weather. It's not sharp at all. It's very pleasant to the nose, and it projects softly. The fragrance just lingers in the air. It's very good. The next one I have is the Le Parfum. Let's look at this one. Elie Saab Le Parfum Le. It's actually in a green box. This is Le Parfum Le. Can you focus? Yes, here it is. Look at her. So this perfume, the orange blossom is still here, but it is made fresher, greenier with the green almond note. And the green almond note here really plays an important part because it has replaced the honey note. There's no honey in here. So all you can get is the raw almond kind of smell and with a little bit of vanilla. The vanilla really doesn't come out until the end, the very dry down stage of this perfume. Actually, this doesn't really project. It sits rather close to the skin, unlike its two predecessors just now. However, the longevity is amazing on the clothes, and there was once that I spritzed it on my clothes, and then about a day afterwards, in the evening, I smelled something really amazing on my clothes. It's like a mix of fresh green almond with vanilla. It's very thick. I don't understand. After 12 hours, the scent can be still thick on the clothes, although it doesn't really project. But when you sniff it up, it's really amazing. So I like the dry down so much better. But I don't think that this can really perform in the heat, unless you want to stay really, you want a scent that is really close to the skin, and this would be a perfect one for it because it has green almond, very special note, and I don't think so a lot of fragrance has green almond in that. Next up is this one, this little guy here. This is Elie Saab Le Parfum Rose Couture. Let me focus and so you can see. Yes, can you see? No, never mind that. This Elie Saab Rose Couture is really a candy-ish, a very watered down rose scent. It is also by, all of these fragrances are actually by the master, Francis John. For this rose, if you have tried other roses perfume made by Francis John, you would notice that the rose perfumes that he makes has always contained a little bit of sweet note hiding in between the roses. So this is another one. This is a sweet rose and with a little tiny bit of orange blossom to keep it a little bit fresh, and on the other hand there is a little bit sweet, I don't know what is it, maybe caramel hiding inside. But the rose is not the thick rose that you would expect from something from a rosy perfume. It's rather a very watered down rose. This is a eau de toilette, so I don't expect a really long longevity out of it, and the projection is quite not as strong too. It is rather close to the skin. If you compare this one to the other one, this would be a little bit of a letdown because Francis John does have other rose fragrance from other houses which are better. So I bought this just for the sake of collecting it. But then I'm glad I didn't buy the full size bottle. Just a travel size would be enough for now. The next one I have is the latest acquisition, which is Elie Saab Le Parfum in white. I'm really happy I got this one at a really affordable price. I didn't expect to get it online from the online seller that I usually get my perfume from, and it was a really great, really pleasant surprise really. And this perfume is the loudest of all, I would say. I didn't have a lot of wear of this, but I worked in a school, and on that day I got the parcel. I opened it up and I spritz about 5 sprays on my clothes and on my hands, and when I walked into the classroom, not only one student complimented me, but 3 students complimented me on my fragrance that day. I wear fragrances every day, and it's not like every day I get compliments. So this really projects, and this has a very sweet, very not really that sharp kind of orange blossom inside. It's really more like amber. It's amber creamy. The orange blossom is taking a a little bit backseat here, and however it's still present, and it really projects. It brings out the sweetness of the amber, and it's not as deep as the Le Parfum Intense, but it definitely is bright, and it has some depth, you know, the depth is enough there to make it a special perfume, unlike the other designer fragrances. So that's all from me now. So I hope you enjoy the review of all these Le Parfum, Elie Saab Le Parfum flankers. This is a good line. I don't understand why, you know, why it's not as popular as others. I think it's a shame sometimes. But you know, if you do go to Sephora, do check it out. That's all from me. See you next time. Bye.